Back to the channel. We are potentially 24 hours away from a Bitcoin ETF approval, and this is the SEC approving obviously the Bitcoin ETFs from BlackRock and other large financial institutions. Now, what will this mean for VRA? Could this spark a 100x rally? Could this be what's needed for VRA to turn into a project that is simply reigned for the past 2 years, or a project that can break out and reach its destiny? We are going to reveal all in this video, but before I do that, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and as always, click the bell notification icon so you can stay up to date with all my recent videos. Remember guys, nothing that you see in this video is financial advice, so always make sure to do your own independent research. And with that being said, pause the video, click the link in my description and join the Telegram group so you can stay up to date with all my recent updates, news updates, technical updates and much more. Remember, the Telegram group is free guys, so pause the video and join right this second. Now let's get into the video. We've already talking about price action. We've already talking about what Verasity needs, but this could be the spark that essentially takes VRA outside of this range that has been trapped in since 2022 and could potentially in the short term 10x price. Now, firstly, for those of you that are probably wondering, you've heard about the Bitcoin ETFs approvals and you're thinking to yourself, what is this? What does this actually mean? And if you understand what it means, it will give you a better understanding of what this means for the entire cryptocurrency space. So a Bitcoin ETF, which is an exchange traded fund approval, refers to the authorization granted by regulatory bodies for the creation and trading of an ETF that tracks the value of Bitcoin. This allows investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin through traditional brokerage accounts, similar to buying stocks. And of course, this is for the US, and the US being the largest economy in the world, this is very important and could basically send trillions of dollars flowing through the market. So how does this relate to VRA, you may ask? Well, Verasity has tracked the performance for Bitcoin by quite a few times, right? And I'll give you a classic example. Bitcoin's overall percentage gains last year was 150%. If we look at Veracity's performance, even though of course it achieved 400+% to start the year, it closed in, wait for it, around, where are we? Closed in around 219%. Now, of course, this is not impressive for a micro cap project with a current market cap value of only $57 million. But what this does mean is, as long as Verasity tracks the performance of Bitcoin, tracks the performance of the overall market, we could see Verasity potentially break out. Because if, let's say, the overall market goes from a current 1.6 to a 1.7, maybe a 1.8 or $1.9 trillion market cap value, all we need is for Verasity to achieve $1 billion, a measly $1 billion market cap, for it to over a 10x. For it to 10x, it will hit around $570 million, right? So in fact, let me not talk about a $1 billion market cap. For Verasity to 10x, it only needs to hit a $570 million market cap. Now, for all of you watching this, especially those of you that have been in the market since 2017, been in the market in 2021, you will understand that even if you do not believe in the fundamentals of this project, you don't believe Verasity has what it takes to be a winner for the long term, right? Let's just say you're a pessimist. You don't like this project. You don't think it has any potential. Even those of you who believe this will understand that in a bull cycle, when there's money flowing into the space, even the projects with no real value can capture as little as a $500 million market cap, $1 billion market cap. We saw this in 2021, we saw this in 2017. But the question is, how much money will flow into Verasity? And that's where the 100x comes into play, because let's just say you do believe this project has value. It does have potential to be around a decade from now. The question is, just how much capital will flow into a project like Verasity? And this is the math you have to start doing in your head. Now, I'll just pause the video for the second to let you all know that we believe we have our number. We believe we understand just how high Verasity will climb. We do have our first profit-taking targets in mind. Again, if you do want access to this, click the link in my description and join Crypto Crew Premium right this second. That's where we'll issue our first profit-taking targets, our overall strategy, our game plan, how high we think Verasity will climb, and more, as well as access to our other 100x projects. But for those of you that just want to ride this out on your own, you have to figure out how much value you think will flow into a VRA. Now, to be very pessimistic, to be extremely negative here, let's just say a 10x. From where we currently are now, let's just say this project hits a $500 million market cap at some point in the cycle, right? Which is a 10x. Of course, that brings us close to all-time highs. But it does mean if this hits $1 billion market cap, you hit a 20x. Now, does this sound interesting to you? For me, this is music to my ears. And I do think that Bitcoin ETF is going to first spark a frenzy in the market. We are going to see money obviously fly to quality, and then it will fly to, it will go to, just a general market. And then of course, eventually that money will be sucked out and the money will stay in good quality projects. Now, I actually believe that VRA is a good quality project. And just to wrap up this video, for those of you that will say, yeah, but the project is dead. Yeah, but the project is, again, as you said it yourself, it's been trapped in the rain since 2022, right? This project is still at a low. This project is this project is that. Okay, that's great. But remember, what is a dead project? I would call a dead project one that didn't perform in 2023, right? So when the overall market moved up, a project that essentially plateaued, didn't even hit break even, ended up in a loss, didn't move. That to me is a dead project. And if you were to have the argument and say, look, that project will not benefit from a Bitcoin ETF, then I'll agree with you. But a project that achieved 200% last year, for me, is a project worth keeping an eye on. And is a project, again, worst case scenario, I believe can hit a $500 million market cap, but we're going to have to wait and see. If you want the more in-depth review, the more in-depth discussion, what our plans are, how high we think this will climb and more, now's the time to join our Crypto Crew Premium channel. And remember, we're currently playing out our 3-10x strategy. First target, 1,000 into 10,000. That's the first 10x. Second 10x, 10,000 into 100,000. And then last but not least, the last 10x, 100,000 into $1 million. Do you think you have what it takes? Join us today. Link in the description. Until the next update, seize the day.